For me, in college football 26, there were really two standout tier 2 teams in road to the college football playoff that I personally just liked so much better than all the rest. And lucky me, those two forces are going to be combining in college football 27. First, the Utah Utes. One is my favorite, probably top five still, playbooks in the entire game. And I know I say a lot are in the top five. I will have like a definitive list coming out here at some point of my favorite playbooks in the game, but love the Utah offense. The depth chart is fine. It's nothing super special. But next year, we are going to be able to take this offensive playbook. I'm expecting it to be very, very similar to what it is now and apply it to the Michigan Wolverines. Thanks to their old coach, Sharon Moore, and his dalliances with the law, we will just put it like that. He got shown the door. Kyle Whittingham and the offensive coordinator from Utah will be coming in with the defensive coordinator from BYU. So it's potential Michigan is going to have that 4-3 multiple defense that I love so much next year as well. But we are just going to be focusing on the offense. So Michigan, already a team I really like. Their depth chart, I think, is fantastic. And their playbook is very good, but I don't like it as much as Utah. But luckily, thankfully, somehow, we are really going to be getting the best of both worlds here in college football 27. Michigan, I cannot wait to use this team. So we're going to hop into practice mode here with Michigan, give them the Utah playbook, and try to get some sort of idea of what this team is going to look like. We'll go over the depth chart, who's all leaving, who's coming in, all of that good stuff. Actually, let's go do the depth chart first here. The biggest reason I am excited for Michigan to be getting that Utah playbook is this man right here, Bryce Underwood, 6'4", 230 pounds, 82 overall, 87 speed. Devin Dampier, the Utah quarterback in this game, very good. Don't get me wrong, but I think in 27, Bryce Underwood's just going to be a bigger, faster, better version of Dampier. So can't wait for Bryce Underwood in college football 27. I think every other quarterback on here is actually transferring out except Herb Street. I didn't go through and write them all down, but one of these guys is going to like their fifth team in 5 years. I don't remember which one it was, but they're pretty much all gone. All that really matters is Bryce Underwood is going to be our quarterback one. Now at halfback, we are going to be losing Justice Haynes. That is unfortunate. He's going to be going to Georgia Tech with the younger Mendoza brother. But the good news here is we are still going to have Jordan Marshall, who was actually Michigan's leading rusher last year, had the most attempts with 150, had 930 yards, had 10 touchdowns. So we are going to be in good hands at the halfback position here with Jordan Marshall. If they keep him an elusive bruiser, who knows, they might change the archetypes again. They might change the abilities again. We can't say for sure, but I do know for sure that this guy is going to be a stud in the game next season. Now, and we do add on top of that, because we are losing pretty much every other, almost every other halfback in here. Like I said, Haynes going to Georgia Tech. Volker is a senior. CJ Hester, he wasn't listed as a transfer out, but he also wasn't on Michigan's spring roster, so I'm not 100% sure what happened to him. But we are getting a halfback in from, not from Arkansas, Jasper Parker. Actually not even on the depth chart. He's transferring to Arkansas. We're getting a halfback in from Oklahoma. A Taylor Tatum here is going to make a great 1-2 punch. He's all the way hiding down here. 81 overall, 94 speed, 360 sidestep, and shifty. So he didn't really play at all last year. He was in one game, had one carry. I think he had some hamstring injury issues. We can't really expect any improvement. We really can't project that for him. But even if we can just keep him where he is, 81 overall, keep him in the low 90s, they might bring him down a little bit. That seems like what they did from 25 to 26. I'm expecting kind of similar from 26 to 27, kind of bring everybody down a little bit. So then they have places to go up throughout the year. But even if he does go down to say a 92 speed or something, between him and Marshall, we are set in this Michigan backfield. Bryce Underwood, those two halfbacks were already looking fantastic. Now at wide receiver, we are losing quite a bit here with the Wolverines. You have got McCulley is a senior. He is going to be gone. Samaj Morgan is transferring out to UCLA. Frederick Moore, the dirty dog, transferring to Michigan State. Ugh, that's kind of gross. O'Leary, a senior. Anthony Simpson, a senior. But somehow transferring to Toledo. The rules mean nothing at this point. It's almost like, whose line is it anyway? The rules are all made up. The points don't really matter, especially if we end up going to like a 2014 playoff. A lot of the points won't actually matter, but that's a whole different topic. But down here, we are still keeping Jamar Browder, who I've got my eyes on for this Michigan team next year. Only a 70 overall, but already was a true freshman with 90 speed and 6'5". Now, he didn't record a stat last year at all, But if we even just keep him as is with that height and even just being at 90 speed, if he goes up 1 or 2 more, fantastic. That's a good wide receiver for us, even if he is just a 70 overall. Same with Marion Stewart, only 5'11", but already a 70 overall with 92 speed as a sophomore. Also didn't record a stat last year, so not expecting a ton of change between these two guys, but that's fine. They're mainly going to be depth pieces anyway, because coming back to Michigan is going to be Andrew Marsh, the team's leading receiver last year, 45 catches, 650 yards, 4 touchdowns on the board, 6 foot tall, double dip cutter, 360 sidestep, 85 overall. A heck of a wide receiver. He's the only one of these top 6 that are even coming back. But who is coming in is only really one guy here, at least of note, because we do have some people from Utah coming in, but it didn't look like either of them were even in the game. But coming from the Lone Star State, the former Texas Longhorn, coming to help us out at this wide receiver position. And I'm gonna guess this is just pronounced like French and there's an extra F in the front of it. At least that's what Google told me, so that is what I am sticking with here. The freshman wide receiver, 360 sidestep, again only 77 overall, but 6'1", 91 speed. Very good wide receiver to be coming in here with Marsh, with those other returning guys. So the wide receiver room's not going to be fantastic, at least from an overall standpoint, from what I'm expecting. And I'm not sure, recruiting wise, it's so hard to guess where they are going to project some of these true freshmen, like what rankings and attributes they're going to give them. So I try not to do that. But between French, Marshall, who's probably going to get up to 88, somewhere around there, maybe even pushing 90 overall, and those other 2 wide receivers that are returning, I think Michigan's not in a great spot, but not in a terrible spot wide receiver wise when it comes to the game next year. Where I do like where we're at, and again, overall wise isn't going to be great, is going to be at tight end, where we're losing Marlon Klein, we're losing Zach Marshall, but Hogan Hansen. Now, you're going to have to walk with me for a second on this guy. Only a 71 overall, but 83 speed, 6'5" vertical threat tight end. I mean, I'm on board with that. I like the looks of that quite a lot. So he is probably going to be our tight end 1 next year. Of course, Brady Prescorn actually transferred to Ole Miss, just like his brother, the Ole Miss tight end from a few years ago. Again, that's an assumption. I should probably look that up. But what are the chances? They're both tight ends, both of the last name Prescorn. He's transferring to Ole Miss. Has to be some relation going on there. So that is how our offense is going to look here with the Michigan Wolverines. Let's go ahead and just throw, not Prescorn, let's throw Hansen up here. Wide receiver wise, because this is going to affect how we are going to do this in practice mode here too. Let's put Marsh up at 1. Let's throw these 2 guys down here. Stewart and Browder, the guys we know are coming back next season, will be our top 3. Halfback wise, let's go ahead and throw Jordan Marshall up here. Then we got Bryce Underwood. So even without getting any transfers, this is how your Michigan offense would look. Bryce Underwood at quarterback, Jordan Marshall as our halfback. Again, I love the elusive bruiser with armbar head first downhill in 90 speed. Love that. Wide receiver wise, Andrew Marsh, Marion Stewart, and Jamar Browder. 3 at least 90 plus speed receivers, and one of them being 6'5". That we can get used to. And tight end wise, Hogan Hansen, 83 speed, 6'5". Even just as a baseline, that's what we're looking at with the Michigan offense next year, and I'm a fan. And I'm about it. Let's hop into practice mode here really quick with Michigan. We will set their playbook to be Utah. And just because I'm curious, let's change their defense here to 4-3 multiple as well, because I know that's what BYU has with them getting that defensive coordinator. There's a chance that's what they're going to have this year. We'll keep it all American. We'll keep it against Minnesota. That's fine. We're not going to be doing a ton. We're really just mainly looking at the playbook here and seeing how this is going to shake out with the Michigan Wolverines. So on offense, number 1 thing I want to make sure we mention, that down here we do have the split T. I have a bad feeling, it's been nagging at me for months now, that this formation isn't going to be in the game at all next year. It's really only based on because it was in 15 playbooks in college football 25. It's in like 6, I think, in college football 26. I'm worried this is a dying breed. Shout out the split T, Splits Creek. If they ever fix Road to the College Football Playoff, we'll be back and we will run that with Utah here before the year is up. But that's not really the main reason we are going to be running the Michigan offense. So not Michigan offense, the Utah offense. We're with Michigan, so it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. So you do have a couple two tight end sets, including the split T, with gun deuce and wing offset. Unless there's a freshman or another transfer coming in, not going to love a 2 tight end stuff with this Michigan team. But what Utah does have that I love are these different variations of doubles. You have offset, Y off, and doubles Y flex offset. All going to use 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a halfback. I'm actually going to double check. I need to make sure our slot receiver is one of the guys that we want it to be. We'll just make it Mr. Marsh if it's not. It is indeed Andrew Marsh. Anyway, perfect. We are good to go there. And I'm just in general a pretty big fan of the 2x2 set, so I like all of these different ones. And a big thing we're going to see with Utah is they have a lot of similar formations, but they are going to have some more unique kind of plays in here too, with some more motion, quarterback runs, and things like that, like the 3 motion plays we see here. Utes, drag, Y hook. It's got the team name in the play. It's got to be pretty solid. Texas double post is great doubles play. You have the inside zone run. You have, I saw a read option here, buck sweep and outside zone. So again, much like what we saw when I was going over some other playbook. I don't remember. It might have been Washington State. It might have been the go-go. I go over a lot of different playbooks. But I really like these formations where you can have a lot of different runs that are attacking different areas of the defense. So you have an inside zone going kind of inside to the left. You have different jet runs if you want to do that. You have a buck sweep that kind of runs like a counter with both guards pulling out to the right. You have a read option. You have an outside zone. You have a counter tray. So a lot of different runs attacking different areas of the defense. Always going to be a big fan of that. Now in this doubles Y off, again, we're seeing more kind of different motion here with our halfback. You have the motion QB blast. These are the kind of plays that have got me so excited for the Utah playbook with Michigan. Being able to run this with Bryce Underwood, I'm all about it. And I don't think we can actually throw this to X. I know it kind of looks like we can, but I'm pretty sure we can't. Let's just give it a run here and see. No, and oh my goodness, look at the blocking up front there by the big boys. Speaking of the big boys, Bryce Underwood, him being 6'4", being 230 pounds or whatever it was, really brings an extra dynamic to these quarterback runs because he is a bowling ball of a man. So we motion him out. You can see how the defense reacts to that. They kind of go out to this. Oh, I was going to try to truck that guy. I was going to 100% just try to truck that guy. But that motion kind of, the defense has to respect that. So they go out to the left. And if you notice they're not respecting it, that's when you go to these other halfback motions like the wide receiver screen. If they don't have another defender going out there, now all of a sudden we've got 2 blockers. We can throw that out to B, or the fake screen wheel. A few different options all within that same motion. Another thing just in general I'm going to like with these playbooks, and like this motion fake screen wheel, I don't think that looks like a great play, but we should be able to get those flipped hot routes on this here too. If we, I think we have to like flip and then do this quick. Oh, it actually just fully put a different, put them on a crosser. So if we flip, we actually get like the slot receiver hot routes on Marshall. So like if we try to put him on a speed out here, what does that look like? That kind of just looks like a regular out. But yeah, anytime your halfback's on some sort of auto motion, you can almost always put them on some different hot routes. A lot of times, if it's a more like them just moving from one side to the other type motion, you can put them on like flipped Texas routes, which are really, really good against man coverage because nobody sees the old flipped Texas route coming. Another benefit to having motion in these different plays, and I don't want to like count on that kind of stuff because we're not 100% sure that is going to be a thing in 27. It wasn't in 25. We'll just have to see about that. But some of the play action plays in here too are fantastic. That PAZ cross, really, really good play. I do want to see. I was going to talk a little bit more about what I was trying to say. So I got to find something with emotion. Well, we'll try with the halfback first, and then we can try with a wide receiver too, because I've made videos and stuff about it, but it's just a very weird thing. So here he's going in motion like this. So if we go, oh, we actually just can't hot route him on this. Never mind. I was just trying to show the flipped Texas route, but apparently you can't hot route your halfback on those bounce plays. So the more you know. But this doubles Y flex offset, I really enjoy this formation. So this is going to have the same personnel as the other doubles, but it's going to have your tight end kind of off your tackle there. You can just see the difference between these two. He's up on the line, essentially playing like another slot receiver. Another good reason you want some more speed on your tight end here too. But just overall, this formation is fantastic. A lot of good pass plays that you don't even have to hot route a single thing on. Like that double post play, very, very good. You got a good quick slants play. And Z spot, a couple good options against man coverage. 4 verticals can be really good against zone coverage. Just 4 wheel play, some sneaky RPOs, read options, a halfback draw, which draws very good in the game this year. We'll see how they're going to be when 27 comes out, but this is what I really like, and it's what I like about Washington State so much too, is being able to have an 0-1 trap in a few different formations. I love 0-1 trap. I really think it is one of the better runs in the entire game. Having one out of a doubles Y flex offset, very, very handy. So now we can look at some of our other formations here. Whoops a daisy. Let's go to, we can look at stack Y off weak. This isn't one I've used a ton, but there's some really interesting looking plays in here, like this Utes halfback wheel. We have the stack wide receivers out on one side, both of them pushing vertical on those routes, a streak and kind of a deep crosser there. And then sneaking that halfback out on a wheel on that same side is always a very good concept. You have the vertical, pushing all the zones back. The flats underneath aren't going to follow the wheel the entire time. Eventually, we are going to have a soft spot, be able to hit our halfback on those. And we have a lot of different RPOs here, a power, a split, and a trap. A lot going on between those. Another halfback draw, some fake screens, a lot of interesting stuff. I've never been the biggest fan of the stack formations, but that Utes halfback wheel, definitely a play we have gone to quite a bit. So now we go to wing trio. There's gonna be another 3 receiver, 1 tight end, 1 halfback set. A big reason why I think this is gonna work so well for Michigan. Like I said, when we were going over the depth chart, I'm not sure about the depth of wide receivers at Michigan, but we have so much. 3 tight end, 11 personnel, 1 tight end, 1 halfback, 3 wide receiver sets that I think we are going to be able to be just fine with this offense. We got a lot of more mesh going on here, 1 screen, a mesh spot, and a mesh poco with different motions coming across there. Some more RPOs. This power read toss, I've never been able to get this play to actually work for me, but it's going to be another good reason to have a quarterback like Bryce Underwood, who's going to be able to make the most of plays like this. So let's see. Keep it with Bryce and then kind of go up the middle. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like the blocking never sets up great for me on that. Whoa, this looks like a mess. But yeah, the read key is going to be unblocked there, so we just got to keep it, and he bites down that way, and then go Bryce. Okay, Bryce. Look at the shiftiness of Bryce, how quick he was able to make some cuts on that run. I'm telling you, man, this team is going to be so much fun next year. I cannot wait. More different RPOs. We haven't even actually gotten to like the nasty RPOs that Michigan had, or not Michigan, I keep doing that Utah has. Those QB RPOs they have are absolutely deadly. Anyway, I mean, even out of Y off trips here, you have a motion RPO quarterback zone. Let's give it a run. Let's see how this works here quickly. Just keep throwing them in a random defense. So he is going to motion out here. And typically what I like to do on these is to check our blocking, because anytime there's somebody up the middle that's going to be unblocked, like we have here on that left linebacker, that worries me a little bit. It's a lot worse when it's a D tackle, because this guy might be dropping back into coverage, but if this is mid blitz, we are going to have to look to get rid of this rock quickly. Like very, very quickly. Let's watch that left linebacker. If he's dropping back, he is dropping back. We still are going to have to get rid of it quickly, but nobody's over on Marsh. Go ahead and stay in, buddy. Keep dancing for me a little bit. Because some QB RPOs are definitely designed to let the D tackles in, and those are ones we don't want to do. Ones with the edges coming in, typically we're fine, especially with a faster quarterback like Bryce Underwood, that a lot of times we can just kind of run around that guy. That's not going to be one of those times, but we're able to actually get that throw off. And some of the QB RPOs, it really feels like your quarterback's just stuck in mud. Like there's just nothing you can do. Like this, oh, see, but then once we get that burst, I'm going to try one more time and just keep this as a run, but you can see it takes him a second to get going, but boy, oh boy, once he gets going, does he get going. Holy cow, I'm not running it great right now, but again, you can just see, and you can't hot route that one. I don't think you should hot route RPO, be able to hot route RPOs no matter what. That's a different topic, but once he gets out of that kind of stuck in neutral right at the start, takes off and goes, man. So we got some more different motion plays in here with the halfback. These ones you should be able to get those reversed hot routes and things on your halfback. It's much easier to do in a game because it's as you're coming up to the line. If you put a Texas route on him quick, it's going to be flipped. Harder to do in practice mode, so I'm not going to try anymore. Another 0-1 trap out of Y off trips is more of a formation you're going to expect to see an 0-1 trap. That's why it's nice to have it in those other formations here as well. We have another stack formation with a Y off trip stack. Still going to be that 11 personnel, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 halfback. You got a duo run, which that and 0-1 trap, both just unbelievably good runs. I just never liked really any of the pass plays out of here. The RPO read by flat can be fine. This one I could do without. Now, Y off trips week, you've got some wild stuff in here. You got 2 different motion triple options, one going to the left, one going to the right. Again, thank you for giving this option to Bryce Underwood. I was so excited, I just kept stumbling over what I wanted to say. Two different motion triple options. Going to be using your wide receiver, your slot wide receiver, motioning into the backfield and giving you a triple option look. Love it. So unbelievably all about it. I am so happy. If they take some of this super fun stuff out, I am going to be devastated. This is going to be one of the first teams we look at for sure when College Football 27 comes out, because I need to see these triple options. I need to see these QB runs. I need to see these things with Bryce Underwood. Then we get to some trips. This tray again, going to be 3 receivers, 11 personnel, tight end on the line to the right, halfback to your right. A pretty standard trips, but it's nice to have some standard trips in there every once in a while too. Just kind of have a good go-to formation that you can try to move the ball out of. You got some bunch of open tight end over here. I just don't like those bunches where they're off to the side like that. I don't know. Same thing with bunch strong wide. There's some fun orbit motion plays. It is your tight end that's going to be on the orbit motion, so I'm not sure it works. It's going to work great, considering he's not the fastest guy on the field for us, but just some fun things to mix in every once in a while. Their spread is actually pretty interesting. You have a halfback direct out of spread. Again, just not one you see a ton. I feel like mainly it's going to be out of a different trips formation. You have a quarterback wrap out of spread, a classic little inside zone. The FL cross, a fine standard play, hitch corners. That's actually kind of a sneaky one with a halfback going on that streak out of the backfield. That you can really catch people off guard with that. So not a bad spread they've got. Some more trips here with Trey open, and even this is going to have that 11 personnel. We still got number 80 out there. We still got our 3 receivers. We still got our 1 halfback. I think this playbook just fits this Michigan team so incredibly well. You have the power read runs. Again, use those legs of Bryce Underwood. Wide drag dig, beautiful, just stock pass play. A lot of different runs. Again, attacking some different areas of the field with an inside zone and an outs and an off tackle there. One more trips Y over. This is one of those trips formations where a tight end is actually going to be ineligible because he's covered up by our number 4 wide receiver, but still it's going to be our 3 receivers that we want with our 11 personnel. I'm not a big fan of these because we're just abandoning a potential receiving threat, so I don't really like those. Now this is a unique Utah formation here. Spread, wing, Y, flex. Still going to be 3 receivers, still going to be 1 tight end, but it's going to be your fullback back in the backfield there, and it's impossible. There's no, I say it's impossible. There's just no run plays that are actually going to give that fullback the ball, but you do have a QB lead run. You do have some different jet options, and you have some RPOs with your quarterback here as well. So let's go like RPO alert QB lead. I know some of these are incredibly glitchy, like in Ultimate Team right now. So we take a look at this. We're picking up everybody up on the front. It's just that middle linebacker that we really have to worry about here. So let's just go ahead and give this a run. And that middle linebacker is gone. And look at the speed burst. Oh, whoa, wait. Almost like it was on purpose. Look at the speed burst Bryce Underwood gets coming out of here. I mean, the blocking on this sets up fantastic. I'm not even looking at anybody. We can't hot route anybody on this, which is fine. But I'm not even looking. That middle linebacker has nowhere to go. There goes Bryce Underwood. One cut out this way. See you later, brother. See you later, brother. This play with Bryce Underwood. Oh my goodness. We just go this way because that middle linebacker, he just reacts so poorly to QB RPOs as it is. So as long as they're we're actually picking everybody up here. I actually don't love on this. Can we like change our protection to pick up this guy over on the left? No, we can't. That's fine. So even then, even that guy that was coming in just ended up just standing still. He didn't know what to do. So these RPOs are really, really nasty. And then just wait, there goes your gap. The QB RPOs with Bryce Underwood are going to be, I'm hoping not to go against it too much because it is going to drive people insane if they work anything like they do in the game this year. My goodness. And just some really good stock pass plays in this formation too. That double smash seam, again, just sneaking that fullback out there. You can put a tight end, you can put another halfback in that spot. Somebody with a little bit more speed who can actually be a threat going down the field there. Switch slot cross. It's definitely one of my favorite formations in Utah. Big fan of this one. Then we get to spread flex weak. Again, same personnel on the field that we've seen over and over and over again throughout this Utah playbook, and why it is great for Michigan. I know I've said that a few times, but I really think this playbook is going to be fantastic for Michigan. Then now we go to wide tray open wing. And I believe this is the one that has the really busted plays, like the QB elite, I think is really good. There's a QB RPO in here. I don't remember exactly which one it is. If it's alert QB power or alert QB power weak, or if it's alert QB blast. You have a lot of different options. I think it's alert QB blast actually. And a lot of people are really cheesing this one in Ultimate Team because you can actually hot route on this one here too. If we check our blocking, let's see. See, this one I don't love though because that defensive tackle can come in untouched just like that. That's why you do want to check your QB RPOs that you want to run, because anytime that tackle, of course, if they're coming out in a different defensive front, that blocking would change. Right now they're going to double team. But what happens if, just out of curiosity, let's say we want to untarget like this middle linebacker. Doesn't matter, doesn't do a thing. But yeah, see, against the 4-down front like that, anytime you can notice that, and that's why, you know, really check your blocking before you run any of those QB RPOs, because it can really change a lot. But even if you didn't want to do the QB RPOs, you have a QB outside zone, you have a QB lead, you have a split zone, you have a QB zone, you have a lead draw. There's just so much fun we can have with Bryce Underwood in this Utah offense. And we've also got 3 versions of empty. This was the main reason I ran Utah in our online dynasty for a little bit. I love that we have 3 versions of empty and all of them have a tight end attached, so you can always block 6. Because a lot of people see you coming out in empty, they just want to send 6 and try to get instant pressure on you. Can't do that against Utah's empty formation. So we do have some empty chips here. There's going to be 2 tight ends, a lot of block and release on those tight ends. And you can't actually just straight block them, if I remember right. So we come out in like curl Z post and we'll try to block A, and I don't think we actually can. No, you cannot out of empty chips. So they have to either be default blocking. A lot of them are going to be default chip and release. So they're all going to help if somebody is trying to blitz you out of this. And if they're coming out in double mug like mid blitz against these, QB zone is absolutely going to crush it. QB zone is one of the best plays you can run against double mug mid blitz, which we have an empty chips and we have an empty trips Y off. You have that QB zone in there. You got that all go, the dagger, another QB alert, bubble QB power. It's a mouthful. It really is a mouthful. And in this one, we are leaving that tight or the defensive end on the left untouched on this one. So we can just see he's going to take a second to come in. And Bryce Underwood, I wanted to throw that to be so bad. We could have thrown the bubble, and I'm really just trying to get some runs in here with Bryce. That defensive end, even when he is kind of playing it, he's not really. As long as he doesn't come and get us right at the point of attack here, once we get that speed burst going, it's hard to stop Bryce Underwood. If I just stopped running like a moron, it would really show. Look at number 58. Look at him leading the way. Go get him, big man. Go get him, big man. As long as we get the time to just wait just a little bit, and then we can hit the speed burst, get outside, and there goes Bryce Underwood. The joy I'm feeling in my heart, waiting for College Football 27, waiting to actually use this against people. Oh, God, am I so excited. Then we also have an empty Y off trips we can look at, another QB zone, some different jet motions in here. QB power as well. I don't think we have a QB RPO in here. No, we don't, but we have them out of chips. We have them out of empty trips Y off. We have them out of so many different formations. At this playbook and Bryce Underwood is going to be pretty dang unstoppable. And I know I said I was going to look at defense too, but I've already been recording this for way too long. I love the Utah playbook, so it's pretty easy for me to get carried away. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. These next 6 weeks or so, whatever it is, just cannot go by fast enough. Please EA, just give this exact playbook to Michigan and let us have a grand old time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know who else you guys are looking forward to using when College Football 27 finally drops. But I will see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.